worse than that because of all the cameras. So if anybody's still got any illusions when I'm talking about a police state, I'm talking about a cuddly police state. I'm not. People die in police states. They get murdered. And that's what's coming unless we do something about it. We are party to this. Mr. Blair is party to it. Cameron is party to it. Clegg's party to it. This is torture. A key attribute of a police state. And we, as a nation, have been involved, we are involved in the torture of people. That's the state we've come to. And we need to do something about it. And it's not just the torture, because they're now fingerprinting our children. In fact, we're now having to remove photographs of children from school once the children have left. Why would you do that? Does anybody know? It's easy, because if you get rid of the photographs of the children who've left, you get rid of the history of the school. So when the next generation of children come in, there's no history. They don't know who they are. The cameras. Who is behind the cameras? We've let them go up. Nobody says a word, really. But they're watching us. Who's behind it? We need to find out. Not nice, is it, for Sunday morning? But I'm not here to mess around. I said that in the little introduction in the brochure. I'm going to make you smile again later, I hope. But where will it end up? It's going to end up with this. Because these people regard you as cattle. I'm a special category. I'm a red. That means that when the clampdown occurs, it means that basically I get taken off the street first. Okay, so you guys are okay. When I go, get worried. Now, we can do something about this, but we've got to fight. This is the key bit. We can do something, but we need to fight. Now, we've talked about the bad guys. I'm not sure where the feedback's coming, sorry. We've talked about the bad guys, and perhaps some of you look at them as being very powerful, very strong people, very dangerous, very powerful, lots of money. Actually, they're very weak, and they are terribly frightened of something. They are frightened of being exposed to your gaze, to your scrutiny, to your law. And that's why when the expenses thing blew, my goodness, arrogant MPs started to fall apart. What happened? Nothing really, apart from dark secrets suddenly came to the fore. So it was the exposure that really started to hurt these people. And I want you to keep that in your mind. Exposure is a key thing. When they fight, they like to do it from the shadows, and I thought we need to explain a bit of this. Well, there's a picture for you. It's a sniper. So the sniper's there, he's going to kill somebody. What does he do? He hides. And the aim is he's going to kill from the shadows. Second World War tank there, if you can just make it out, with all the camouflage. And I couldn't resist this one. If you can see them right at the bottom, this is a First World War picture, and you've got 3 Royal Navy coal-burning ships making a smoke screen so they can hide assets or hide themselves. But the warfare, if you can do it, you do it from the dark. The SAS, great tough troops. What's the golden rule? Don't get in a firefight unless you have to, and don't get into a firefight unless you can win it. So the number one rule they're told is don't fight until it's on your terms. Okay? So we keep coming back to these people seem to be very strong, but actually they're quite weak. And this is a little bit different because it's a helicopter firing off chaff as a decoy against ground-to-air missiles. So this is an example of when you attack these people, then they do something to try and protect themselves. Yeah? So we know out there are people. We know the names of some of them we don't. We know some of the connections, but what we do know about these people is they're all very frightened of being exposed. If you're going to attack a country, you can do it openly, or you can do it by subversion. And this is the definition from the dictionary of subversion. Can you read it at the back? If not, I'll read it out for you. Are you still awake? It's very dark back there, and that's very dangerous. It says it all, doesn't it? Treachery, betrayal, destruction, infiltration, revolt, mutiny, treason. Treason has been committed in this country. We've got the documentary evidence. The police won't accept it. Why not? Because the courts and the legal system are corrupted. We've got a problem because somebody's subverting the country, and you know as you look around, this country's falling apart. Well, it's not falling apart, it's being dismantled. So if we can see who's dismantling it, we are well on the way to fighting. But if we carry on like we're doing, you can have all the knowledge you like, but when you try and apply the knowledge, you're not going to get anywhere. We know there's bad people, and some of them came up with this wonderful scam called psychopolitics, the art and science of asserting and maintaining dominion over people. Just have a read of that. And particularly the bit at the bottom. Okay. I'll read the whole lot for you. Psychopolitics, the art and science of asserting and maintaining dominion over the thoughts and loyalties of individuals, officers, bureaus, and masses, and the effect of the conquest of enemy nations through mental healing. By psychopolitics, our chief goals are effectively carried forward. To produce a maximum of chaos in the culture of the enemy is our first most important step. Our fruits are grown in chaos, distrust, economic depression, and scientific turmoil. At least a weary population can seek peace only in our offered communist state. At last, only communism can resolve the problems of the masses. Not very nice, is it? Now that little gentleman there, Beera, was Stalin's secret, in charge of Stalin's secret police, and he'd personally like to murder and torture people on his own account. But that doesn't mean to say he's not intelligent, and he was intelligent, highly intelligent, and he and other people for a very long time have been looking at how they can impose their will on us without us fighting back. Fabians. Tony Blair, chairman of the Fabians, started in 1884 by Mr. Podmore, I think his name was. And what was the objective of the Fabian Society? Anybody know? Incremental socialism. A lot of MPs are members of the Fabian Society. They're not members for fun. They go and give talks. They help produce papers. They do research. They help money into it. And you get a clue from these people, because in the window, I think it's there, their actual logo is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Fabians, from Fabius Maximus, a Roman general who won his battles by sort of guerrilla tactics, slow, creeping tactics. So we've got an organisation which says it's going to set up socialism by acting as a wolf in sheep's clothing to deceive people. That's what it says it's going to do, so we assume it's going to do it. And what do we know? We've got all sorts of our MPs members. But nobody asks why. Why was Tony Blair chairman? What did he take out of this organisation that he was going to put into his policies? We're all nice people, and therefore we look at other people and we think, well, they must be nice. They must think like we do. No, they don't. They do not care about us.